Hello, hello. Farmer Anders here again. If you watched the previous video, you might see that I bought field 5 and plowed it, and to put it mildly, this plow really disappointed. Let me show you. Look at this. It missed half of the field. Anywho, we planted again, so we'll let it go this time and then we'll do some more harvesting. I traded in my poorly turning New Holland and bought this Class Dominator 108. It's a little bit bigger tank. Run the same header on it. So still running into trees, but you know, it's all right. Does a little bit better, maybe. We'll see. I suppose we need to get our tractor. As you can see, my terrain modifications over here were semi-successful. Maybe we're gonna do something else. I don't know what though. Yeah, look at this field. I mean, it just made a mess out of things. So we're gonna buy different plow after we harvest it, and we'll try to do a better job next time. Yeah, it was just embarrassing. So this tiny little field, this one might actually be able to harvest most of it in one tank. I think should let's see how far I can get. I think that's what we should do. And as you can see, I did go back to using course play because obviously the running back and forth did not work well. But now I think about it, I wonder if that's why the harvest on the other field was so messed up, even mid course play. I think the header is not the size that it's reporting. So when I created this, I actually went down on the size of the header. I believe it's reported as a 6.5, 6.6, and I think I went down to like 6.34 when I created the course play. Oops. So we shall see, but all my fields are ready to harvest. Well, only got 31 left. Okay, so it's half it done. Oh, it's gonna be a little short. All right, fine. You know, that's pretty decent day. Pretty one of those combines made for going on the hillside. So it still missed stuff in a turn over there. I wonder, there is a setting to do square turns. Is it a rounded turns? I wonder if that fixes it. I forgot to check if it was actually ending left on the other end. That was dumb. But that is the stop sign right there. All right, so we're going to drive to the other end. Every little bit of money helps. See, farmers these days, they're kind of spoiled. Now they got hydraulics to auger out. I remember back in my day, I had to get off the combine, manually take that thing out. Man, if you didn't get it emptied out completely or left before, it became a pain. They are, however, much larger these days, so I did get it. I was watching a show the other night on YouTube from PBS about history of the tractor, and they said back in the day when they did plowing behind horses, it each acre they plowed, the person walking behind the plow walked 8 miles, which is just insane. Okay, 6.3 meters. Good job. See, headline corner, smooth or sharp or round? I don't know what the difference is. Let's see if that's better at avoiding the trees. I doubt it. I'll try it. I mean, we should be able to tell the first lap as soon as it comes up here. I don't know if that means it's going to go straight and then turn. We shall see. Indeed we shall. So yeah, so the plow I picked up was, let's see, what was it? Oh yeah. This thing right here, it did not work right. And I think that's the same as this one, I think. Maybe not. No. So we might try this one for the next time. See how that works out. Or there's just really this one. It's kind of cool because it's trailered like this, which means turns and stuff will work much better. It's about the same width and everything, so we might try it. let's keep an eye on this thing. Okay, so that did not work at all. All right, so much for that. We shall create a new one. Great job. Instead, we're going to tell it to start up here. It's getting worse and worse. Yeah, I'll try it. Maybe we'll just wait saving it this time. Those has enormously curved turns. So it's going to leave a corner at the outside. Interesting. You might avoid a tree up trees still that are close. And I think the shark, you think you would have like gone forward to the end of the field and then backed up and then turned. Anyway, talk and tell. This is exciting. Great excitement on the farm today. Yep, we're doing that on the other fields, I think. Because if that stops it from hitting trees at the edge, totally worth it. So that was round, wasn't it? All right, change mode. Delete it. No, not that one. Oh, yeah, what was that one? Delete that one. Delete that one. And we shall see how things go. Yeah, hopefully we can get up the hill after we empty this out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's not too bad. It leaves some on the outside, on the way outside, in the corner. But if we change our planter to also do it that way, now if we're smart, we'd have a planter that was exactly the same size as the combine. Whoa, whoa, little tractor. Whoa, little tractor. Whoa, little tractor. You can do it. There we go. Had to do full power here. make sure this is set up to work. Soybean oil again, 2 to 1. Now let's see what this sells for. So soybeans sell for, well, say 1900. So we need 3800 for the soybean oil. See? Ding! I just, of course, was using it very slowly, but that's okay. Yeah, let's watch this puppy. So let's see. So the combine can take 7,500, and the trailer can take 8,000. So a little bit more than a full tank. Yes. Where's it going? Oh, it's going down there. Interesting. I mean, that did a pretty decent job around the field. Now it's squaring it up. Go. Whoa, dude, you're dangerous. So obviously, we're going to need a bigger tractor before we buy a bigger trailer. That much is for certain. And I don't think we really need it. 'Cause, I mean, we're keeping up with the combine. So unless we start to get fields a lot further away, I think we're okay. So I think the next step is probably to pick up some more fields. Let's take a look what we have available. I mean, ideally, this field number 30 or 32. 32 would be ideal. It's right next to the, what's currently growing on there? Oats? 32. Let's see how much kind of crazy money they want for that. 147,000. Okay, we can do that. No, no. Eh. So I tell you one time, see those little things out there that separates it out so that it cuts cleanly? You're driving my dad's class, can't remember what it was, and wasn't quite paying attention. We had a bit of a dip in the field, and both of them caught into the soil ahead of the combine and bent them. Yeah, that was surprisingly expensive. I mean, it curled them out. There was like no trying to bend them out or anything. You know, you grow up in a farm, you bend things all the time. Half the time, it just takes lots of heat and a sledgehammer, and sometimes a big concrete slab that you back up to after you heat it up. Not going into why I did that. Um, but yeah, they were so curled up, there was no saving them. It was just like trash them, get some new ones. And you'd think this would be like a common thing to happen. I mean, they stick out about 4 feet maybe ahead of the header. But now we barely could find two of them in the entire country. All right, 5 is planted, so we don't have to do that one. That means field 8. Seed, field 8. Yeah, it's pretty close. All right, you got 1,000 on there. How much do we need? So it's not quite enough to fill it up. I think if we take what it's got, it's enough that we don't need another full trailer. Oh, I did fill it up. Okay. Guess the planter is being blocked. Yeah, let's start emptying this first. Then we'll worry about unblocking it. I guess we could change the planter to do the rounded as well, huh? So this is what we're going to do. We are going to see how much that 147,000. Still owe 125, but that's fine. So we'll need to have about, let's say 167. That's for good measure. And then buy this. Yep. And then that's ready to harvest, so we can sell that immediately. Because what we're growing here, we can't sell at the oil plant. So we're just going to sell it right next to itself and see how much money we make. All right, so it finishes here on the bottom. Okay, that's perfect. Of course, then let's drive the combine right here. Almost like the hole was made for it. Hopefully that works. It's a little bit more modern combine than the previous one. This kind of combine you and I could probably understand how to drive. You see why these are fun to drive. You can't see squat where the rear end is on this thing. First time I drove a really big one of these, drove in North Dakota of all places. I'm used to at that point driving a 10-foot header, and I was visiting some farmer friends, and they had just gotten a new combine, biggest John Deere at the time, with a 30-foot header, and none of them knew how to drive a straight header. Meaning they would swath it first, cut it and swath it, and then use pickup headers. So they're like, farmer headers, do you know how to drive these? I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to drive these other ones. I'm like, all right, good. Can you do this? And it was like, it was dark. It's a Friday. I went out there after school. And it was so dusty, I couldn't see the ends of the header. And I had to open up the field. And even in North Dakota, there was actually trees along the edges. So the guy that owned the farm walked ahead of me with a flashlight. We just took the first lap really carefully. And he just would shine the flashlight which direction I needed to steer the entire first lap. It was an interesting experience, to put it nicely. A field that I've never been on before. Then I was out there another day, and we were starting a new field, and anybody who's been in eastern North Dakota knows it's not particularly hilly. But here there's the hills. You get up the Devil's Lake area, there start to be some hills. And you're like, okay, we're going to harvest the hilly field. You're worried about driving a combine. I'll look at the field. I'm like, no, not particularly. So they let me go on the combine. I'm driving around, don't care about that. I don't even notice that it's hilly compared to what we have at home. The next year, they're going to visit my neighbor back home. His daughter was actually an exchange student living at their farm. So I told my dad, it's like, hey, when they come visit, take them to this one particular field we have. And this field is so steep, it scares me to drive on at times, especially some parts of it. So they get back to North Dakota, I go out and visit them on the farm, and they just look at me like, they're like, you told your dad to take us out on that field, didn't you? I'm like, I might have. I'm like, yeah, I understand why you weren't worried about driving on our hilly field at this point. Good times. Now let's see if we kept that setting. All right. figure if I write that round in there, I'll remember it. Nope, you don't want that part. See, with this combine, if you guys watched my previous series, we could actually run the chopped straw mod that will make this count as one round of fertilizer. But, yeah. Fertilizer doesn't take very long anyhow. All right, let's look at that field. Does that field 32, does that need plowing? It does not. Good. God, this just irks me. We are definitely going to have to plow that again. So we're growing oats. Let's see what we can get for price for oats. Yes, they sell everything. It's not the highest priced, but not enough difference to make it worth it. Now, we could put up a mill and make flour. Let's see how much. See, I don't think that's worth it. But we could really make bread, but then we need cows. So you're going to stop here and sell. Whew, I wonder if it's going to go out. Nope. Really think after the sorghum I'm currently planting, we might have to do some either sunflower seeds or sunflowers or corn, just for some variety. Stupid planter stuck on a tree again. Fine, 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 fine. We'll fix you. Come on, little tractor. You can do it. Let's see how much we get paid for this. $13,000. And we're a little bit less than halfway done with the field. So we should make maybe 35,000 on it. We need to start to pay off our debt here. Contemplating next moves. One option, of course, is always bigger header for the combine. Much bigger to the next step up. I don't think we can go without having trouble getting between some of these fields. Now, you can always get a header trailer. Or if you're really big, some of the mods, I think some of the real ones actually has wheels built in, so you just unfold the wheels and off you go. I don't know with this auger how well it would work with a bigger header on it. It might work. But next step up is on like a 6.8. I don't think that's worth it. Which means going to 7.5 meter wide. That might be rough for this little combine. Doesn't mean we won't try it, but and of course, Yeah, right next to this. So why drive it? Get slowed down and we can just go empty it. All right, I think going to go ahead and end this episode here. Harvest and plant these 2 fields. Finish that up off camera. Again, this is Farm Raiders. Thank you for watching.